Hey friends, Coach Maria here, and this is going to be a quick video. Please bear with me as I try to readjust to doing live videos. I normally record and edit out everything, such as my stuttering when I can't say a word correctly. So please bear with me, okay? But this video has been on my heart heavy, not because Thanksgiving is coming up, but simply because I just keep hearing soul food, slave food, and the connection between the two. So what did I do? I did some research. I do have notes here to help me stay on topic. Okay. You call it soul food. Truth is, it is survival and memory. Okay. This video is about the history of slave food, aka soul food, and how it has impacted our health, our being Black folks, how it's impacted our health over the centuries and centuries, okay? So if you grew up in a household like me, most of the time I was eating, just all kinds of food, all kinds of meat. And I'm telling y'all, it was hog mouths, it was chitlins, it was beef liver, I believe it is. I remember seeing my aunt using a cup and boom, 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 boom in the sink and beating up liver, um, pig feet, chicken feet. I didn't eat no chicken feet, but it was made in my household. Cornbread, eating rice, eating the grits with milk, pus, all into it. Okay. So I grew up just like y'all. Um, that's what it is. I grew up just like y'all. So there's no judgment here. If you're still eating that, you still have time to get off of that food and just try to make better, healthy decisions. Okay. Because it does have an impact on your overall health. Okay. A part of Black history, foodways started in West Africa with the farming traditions such as growing rice, the stews, okra, yams, black-eyed peas. Now, again, when it came to the African traditions, there was a mix of eating your whole foods mixed in with, I don't want to call it slop, but the slop food, which is, the slop that the colonizers gave to us. Okay. When I say us, please know I'm talking about our ancestors. Don't confuse that. Okay. On the plantation, slaves merged their traditions from what they learned before they were captured into what they could find: cornmeal, fish, pork, molasses, and anything that they hunted and grew, they being Black folks, the Africans, our ancestors. Okay. Over the over the generations, the survival cooking became what we know now as soul food. And those traditions have been passed down from generation to generation, right? I'm sure your auntie or your grandma, your mama, or somebody, depending on your age, they taught you how to cook. Let me look at my eye. Oh, I don't like the camera. It looks so fuzzy. Ugh. Ooh, friends, I don't like it. I just look so blurred out. Okay, let's focus. So again, it became known what we know now is soul food, aka slave food. I want you to, when you think of soul food, I want you to drill into your head slave food, slave food, slave food. Okay. Slave food can be creative, resourceful, and it is rooted in African technique. It was again a way to survive. We are no longer in that survival state. You may think you are with the whole government shutdown and just all this nonsense going on in politics, but realistically, we Black folk, we should not be operating from a place of survival. Um, we shouldn't be doing that. And we'll talk more about it, okay? Although the food was creative, you had them beating up the yam to make fufu and just all types of foods, right? It was a way for us to be with one another, okay? But on the flip side, the food, the slave food, it was low quality and it was necessary for us, our ancestors, to stretch the food over time that we were given on the plantation. And again, I keep saying we because I just feel so connected to our ancestors. I have been doing a deep dive into our ancestors, well, my ancestors, and just history and why. I need y'all to start asking questions such as why we do the things we do, why we eat the way we eat, who taught us this way. All that is important, okay? Okay. So I want to share something with y'all that I learned while I was doing research, and it's about the Gullah Geechee rice. This is a prime example of the skills that was brought from West Africa. And if you know, like I know, if you go to the grocery store, you'll see the Uncle Ben's rice. I believe it's called Uncle Ben's. But just basically, the recipe was colonized, sold in the stores, and all that profit goes to the white folk. No offense if you are white following me. No offense. It's just how I'm talking, okay? So, no offense. I promise, no offense. Don't take it the wrong way. So, that's just a little history about the survival and the memory. It's just something that our ancestors have kept over the years, the pain, trying to make ends meet, knowing they don't have food, given the food that they are from the colonizers, finding ways to make it taste good with the seasonings, the spices. And, it's a lot that goes into it that's not even only about the food, but tying in the spirituality into that as well, which we'll talk about in another video. But what I want from you, as we have talked about the history, I want you to drill into your head that soul food and slave food are the same, my opinion. Soul food, slave food is the same, okay? Not only is it the same, it was a way to survive. It was a way of memory that was shared and passed down. You do not have to eat that way no more. I no longer crave the hog mogs, chitlins, all the pig, the cow. I don't crave that kind of stuff anymore. And I understand. I hear people joke around all the time. Oh my God, I love the way it tastes. I need it. No, you don't. No, you don't. Okay. So if you would like a call to action, I want you all to do some research and just learn about your African roots and dive more into the food way of passage and why. You have to study the why, if that makes sense. Okay. So that was a little bit about the history. Now we're going to jump into the health. Slaves often face undernutrition, hard labor, and infectious disease. You are no longer out there in the cotton field. You should not be eating a way that our ancestors was, because again, it was about survival and memory. You don't have to eat that way. You can make better choices. And all of this was mapped out. Friends, all of this was planned for us. Okay, you have to dive deep. Okay, and we'll get there. So today, the Black people face a higher rate of chronic disease. That's your high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease. We as Black people face that more than any other race. Again, all of our slave food, soul food was passed down to us. And as we continue to go throughout life, it's going to be passed down to our children and our children's children unless you learn a better way. Does that make sense? So, let me scan my notes. So this right here is going to blow your mind. Y'all ready? So as we know, again, Black people do face a higher rate to chronic disease. It's no secret. You walk around, you walk to the store, you see our people in those little electric, what is it? Little carts in the grocery store going around, and they are picking up just box food, picking up cancerous meat. They're just doing too much. You can't even walk in the grocery store and go get your groceries. You got to sit your big ass down in this electric car and you can't even walk. Do y'all see the problem? And I'm not being mean. I say it that way so you can understand. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it to be mean. I'm not saying it to be shameful. I'm saying it from a place of truth. The truth does hurt. Y'all got to wake up. You know what I mean? You have to wake up and you have to see when you go to the grocery store. I want you just to pay attention how certain people, how they shop, what they're putting in their grocery carts, and how we do it. I'm sure you've seen Black mamas with their children's, the buggies loaded up with just processed food, no fruit, no vegetables, nothing nutritious, and just a bunch of nonsense. I'm sure you've seen that. But again, this was all done by structural factors. Sorry, I was getting a call. This it can be seen as a personal failure because you have the choice to eat right. But again, this was by structural design. This was meant to happen. It was designed for Black people to fail this way, not only mentally, physically, emotionally, but as far as our health. Okay? It gets deep. So let me explain to you. Let me explain, friends. When it comes to the food, yes, it's a choice. It is a choice what you pick up and put into your mouth. Let me drink some water because I'm thirsty. Y'all get to see all of this. Again, normally I edit all this stuff out, but since I'm trying to do the video in a different way because I don't have time to edit, I just have to show y'all I'm a real person. And I'm really goofy, but I do love healing. I really take seriousness. Does that make sense? See, I would have cut that out. I really do take this health thing serious. I teach my children how to eat healthy, okay? Mm. Oh, damn. Oops. Sorry, friends. I got to get used to this live stuff or recording this way because I'm not going to be able to edit certain things out, or maybe I can. I digress. Let me focus. So, we were talking about choice. Yes, the food that you put into your mouth is a choice. But what I learned, friends, it's going to blow your mind. Disparities were rooted, or the disparities is rooted in the structural problems. When it comes to poverty, that's the limited income in the wealth of the Black family. Many Black families don't have wealth. Many Black families don't have a 401k. Many Black families don't have an IRA. Many families don't have a high yield savings account. Many families don't have $10 to make it to next week. Y'all know Ralph Smart, sidebar, when he be like, can I get a hello there? Oh my God, I almost did what he did. I follow him. I like his videos. If y'all know who he is, give me a heart in the comments. Okay, focus. See, this is why I don't like to do live, because I really want y'all to see how I am. But as I do videos before, I normally would cut all this stuff out. But let's focus. Let's stay on topic. So, as I was saying, when it comes to poverty, again, like I said, many people don't have $10 to make it next week. So what they're trying to do is stretch the dollar. And when they're stretching the dollar, they're trying to stretch their food. You only have $10 to feed a family of 5, you, your husband, and 3 children. That may sound unrealistic to some, but truth is that happens a lot. And with this government shutdown, I hate to get political, and I'm not into politics, but I can't help but seeing it all over the line. But when it comes to not having food stamps, people are really going to see what it's like. And you're going to see that, again, it's a way of survival. Okay? So, excuse me. So, again, less money equals less access to your fresh fruits, your fresh produce. Again, you're getting low quality things because that's all that you can afford. So, again, less money is also equal to the quality of health care that you are receiving and the time for you to make nutritious meals. I am guilty of this. It's oftentimes I don't have enough time to make, I don't know, a meal for my children, not because I'm in poverty, but because I'm busy. I'm like what is it? I'm like a rat on a wheel. I got school going on. I'm homeschooling. I'm trying to get my life together, or trying to please a lover. Anywho, I just have so much self-care. I need to work out. I need to do this. I need to do that. You know what? Y'all can have some ramen for dinner. Yes, it's vegan ramen, but again, it's processed and it's not nutritious, and it's not something that you should be giving your children or yourself every single day. So that goes back to Black people were put in this position to not make it. Okay. And that's one of the disparities. Another disparity is food access. There are fewer grocery stores, but plenty of fast food restaurants and convenience stores. And let me throw in there ABC stores, right? So go to the hood. Do you see any farmers markets there? Now, if you have one in your neighborhood, amazing. But overall, and based on research, 9 times out of 10, you're going to see the ABC stores, the convenience store. You riding in your neighborhood. Oh, mama, can you buy me something from the store? You go in the store, you get them one of them juices, them blue juices with all of those dyes, a blue or red juice, all those dyes filled with nonsense, sugars, high fructose corn syrup. Get them a bag of chips filled with trash ingredients, some bubble gum, some candy, giving them cavities. And again, y'all ain't got insurance like that. Maybe y'all do Medicaid, but again, I digress. All this was set up for Black people to fail. Yes, it's a choice, but this is all that's available for many people. That's why you have to wake up. Okay. Um, and then there's always targeting marketing of unhealthy products. The things that you're watching at night, BET at night. I don't know. I don't really watch cable like that. I do watch movies, but I'm sure you've seen those videos or those commercials with Wendy's. They'll pop up with this big old burger. It looks juicy with the little tricklets of water sliding down the lettuce, tomato, the onion. All of this was not by mistake. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. They're trying to keep you in the slave mentality. That's why I don't say soul food, it's slave food. Slave mentality. Remember, all that from back then, all of that was for survival and memory. We should not be living like that. Okay, friends? It's been 16 minutes. I can see the time right there. Okay, and then discrimination. Many people face discrimination. I'm sure you have, you being Black folks, racism, microaggression, and what that does into your body is going to trigger a fight or flight response daily. And what that is doing to your body is raising your cortisol, which means you're going to be more stressed out and you may get a big old stomach. You're trying to lose weight, eat healthy, and you got this big old stomach and you're trying to wonder why, because your cortisol is high. And that also can raise your blood pressure over time. Okay. And then finally, the historical deprivation that shaped how we cook and how we eat, going back to slave food, soul food. So again, these are the disparities. It's not by mistake that you are unhealthy. Yes, sorry, I'm getting a call. Yes, it's a choice of what you put in your mouth and you have to wake up. But some people mentally are not there. Does that make sense? You have to wake up or you have to have something traumatic happen unless you're woke. I hate to say woke, but that's what it is. And when I say traumatic, I don't want to say I don't want to even speak that onto myself, but Mary Jean got cancer, or Mary Jean legs about to get cut off because she got diabetes. Oh, what can we do? Oh, you know what? You can call Maria. She's a natural healer. She'll tell you what you need to do. Don't wait until it gets that bad. Yes, you can wake up and make the choice every day. No, you don't control where you live, where you grew up. I don't know the ins and outs of that. But if you are one who lives in a neighborhood like that and they don't provide you any quality food, don't get discouraged. What I would recommend to you is try to visit farmers markets, get on Facebook, try to put posts out there. Just you have to want it. And when you want it, you'll find a way. I know that sounds bad. Get off Love and Hip Hop. Start watching stuff like that. Start diving into the history and why you are the way you are and why you eat the things you eat and why your health is the way it is. Does that make sense? And this video is almost done. And then my next set of notes is just going into the vegan perspective. Y'all know I'm vegan. I live it, breathe it. And I cannot imagine life being different or how it used to be. Another video for another time. So Many African traditions, as far as your okra, your yams, green beans, or beans, friends, all of that is vegan. All of that's plant-based. All of that contains nutrients. My suggestion to you to live a healthier life while still eating the same foods, we had greens with smoked neck bones in it. I'm sure you did. I know I did. You can use like liquid smoke to get that smoky flavor. You just have to find a way to make it alternative instead of using Porky's mushrooms. Does that make sense? You have to be conscious of the foods that you're putting into your mouth. I don't even know how to say it any better, friends. You have to. You just have to, okay? Um, so that's what I do. If I'm having a Thanksgiving dinner, I will still eat the same thing y'all are eating, but I will make it a healthy version, if that makes sense. There are recipes out there that you can look up. It's not hard. Or you can fast for Thanksgiving. I did that a couple of years back to back to back, and I loved it. And I wasn't in a food coma. That's not healthy. Okay. So, something else when it comes to the vegan perspective, your gut health, your herbs, fermentation traditions, all of those support the immune system and your metabolic health. Removing harmful additives such as your salts, the fats, the oils. Oils in moderation. I know some people are for it, some people are against it. I would say just in moderation. Don't drench it and use oil every single day. The little girl on the salt with the umbrella, I think it's a blue container. Throw that in the trash right now. Don't use that salt no more. Get you some pink salt, get you some Celtic salt, and don't over consume it. Okay? If you like Korean food, dibble and dabble in a little bit of soy sauce or coconut aminos. Again, you have to find what works best for you, what works best for your family, but don't overdo it. Okay? And then some practical swaps that you can do instead of frying everything. You got fried chicken, you have French fries, you have fried mushrooms, you have a deep fryer in your kitchen. Throw that away. You might not like it. Throw that deep fryer away. Every time you go to that deep fryer, be like, oh God, I'm feeling my body with inflammation. Oh God, cancer. Oh God, what is it? Diabetes. Oh God, high blood pressure. Oh God, throw that in the trash. Y'all have to really start talking to yourself like that. I be in the kitchen talking to myself all the time. Okay? All the time. You can start increasing your legumes and your greens. If you're like me, I love greens. I love collard greens. I love them. Okay. You can eat you some collard greens, some kale, some spinach. Um, this is not so much in the plant greens family, but you can eat you some bok choy. It has green in it, but I wouldn't consider it like of the greens family, if that makes sense. Or maybe it is. Let me know down below. But anywho, and then start adding some spices. You can use African spices into your foods instead of Lawry's. Throw Lawry's away if you're still using Lawry seasoning. And then start eating some fermented foods, which is good for your gut health, adding that bacteria back to the health to make sure you're using the bathroom every single day. If you are not using the bathroom every single day, you have a problem. Okay? So, friends, that's pretty much that. If you stayed this far in the video, give me a heart. I do have a question. Let me know what y'all thinking about this way of recording. Should I edit out those, when I'm drinking water or whatever, or y'all don't care? Okay. And then a call of action. I need y'all before the end of the year. I need y'all to declutter y'all cabinets, y'all refrigerator, and I need y'all to start having a piece of fruit every single day or something raw every single day. Drink water every single day. You see this? I don't know. This is 40 ounces, maybe. I don't know. Get you a cute cup, ladies, and drink some water. Y'all want to see my daughter cup? It's a logo on it. I don't want to show it, but get y'all kids some cute cups and encourage them to drink water. All right, friends. Let me go ahead and get out of here. I will see y'all in the next video. For video suggestions, please drop them down below or send me an email. And if you haven't already, please visit the website theherbalflower.com for your herbal needs. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye, friends.